Check that. Okay. So we're here. I've just driven out. It's not so far from our place. 110 kilometers, 120 kilometers, something like that. But I'm out. Yes. And look at that. So this is actually what I was hoping to find. Pretty amazing, because I don't have much in the way of chow. So I've got a meal for tonight. I've got a steak for tonight. But other than that, I'm gonna have to catch or find whatever I eat. Besides some dough I brought to make bread, just in case. Well, not just in case. I probably won't eat it if I don't catch anything else. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Just seeing if I can get some reception. Let Taz know I'm here. But that little mushroom gave me some confidence, because it's not particularly wooded out here. I'm way in the north of the Highlands. So I don't know about chanterelles, but might be able to find a penny bun or two and a bolete like that one back there, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, welcome, let's do this. How's this for a view? Pretty good, pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here, have a beer, and settle into it. Yeah, so psyched. Okay, we made it to the top. Did find some reception, but I guess first and foremost I need to apologize for the audio quality on this mission. My microphone has died, so having to rely on onboard mics, and I know they are not great in the wind. But check this view out. So we're parked just down the side here, and where we're going, I don't think you can even see, but we're gonna go up along those lochs and right up in there. There's a whole lot to explore. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a fantastic time. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Anyhow, I'm gonna sit here, crack this fella, then walk back down, cook a steak, and hit the sack. Cheers. Shot for joining. Okay, we're here. Boat set up. So I've done a little intro probably 3 times now, but anyhow, we're at the spot, and it's going to be a good mission. We've got 2 nights on a whole string of lochs here, and we're just going to be exploring them one after the next. See if we can find somewhere to camp, see if we can find something to eat. I don't really have much in the way of food with me, although I did bring some flour to make bread, mostly because I've been a little bit unwell the last few days and I haven't eaten really, so I thought an extra 2 days without eating probably not a good idea. So I brought something along just in case we don't catch any fish, which I'm fairly certain we will, because this place is pristine. So we're going to get the boat packed up, get everything ready, and we're going to hit the water. It's going to be a good one. I can feel it in my ribs. Alright, that wall behind me is the last bit of humanness I'm going to see for the next couple of days, which is just what the doctor ordered. Oh, The land of adventure awaits. All in all, I think we're going to do, excuse me, about 6 miles of paddling today, which isn't so bad. The inflatable isn't the best device for long paddles if there's wind, but a day like today, it's, you know, completely fine. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But so I think I mentioned earlier, but the hope is to catch fish and collect mushrooms to eat on this trip, because I've got some bread and I've got some butter. When I say bread, I've got flour, so we're going to be making bread. Stokbrood. And yeah, we're just going to, for the most part, survive on what we catch pretty quickly. Silence and tinnitus, but mostly silence. Okay, so I was just having a moment to think there, and I'm not going to get the rod out because we've got a little bit of a carrier head where we're going to take the boat out of the water and portage up to the next lock. So for now, we'll leave it. As soon as we're into the main lock, we'll get the fishing stuff out, see if we can catch ourselves some lunch. So we're just at the first carry point. I mean, it's only 20 meters or so. Just a tiny little stream that I can't paddle up. It's so pretty out here. So this is one of those trips where I've just given in to having wet feet, because I'm gonna just have wet feet the whole time. There's no way around that. Now let's check out this little river and where we're walking. That little carry is done and we're into the main loch. There's one more at the end of the day right at the other side, but that's for the future. We'll figure it out when we get there. The first port of call is we're gonna head into the middle of this loch. There's a nice wooded island, and I'm curious to see if any mushrooms have made their way onto that wooded island. So that's where we're headed, and yeah, I'm about to get the fishing underway, and we'll troll as we go and just absolutely revel in this amazing place. But first, get sunglasses on because it's become very bright. Let's do it. Beautiful. Right. Alrighty. Let's get back on our way. It's a bit strange to be trolling with a trout line, I won't lie. With a fly line, I mean. Never done that before. Do you know what I might do? Is I might actually crack my one beer that I've brought with me, because what is a trip if not a breakfast beer event? We have the faith today. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this. Cheers folks, thanks for joining me on this trip. It's one I've been looking forward to for months and months and months, I must say. This one's been working around in my head for a while, so I'm glad to finally be here. Cheers. Nothing like a 5.5% beer for breakfast. Ah. This wind is actually perfect. It's moving me in the direction I want to be going. hopefully it's not doing the same when we're coming back, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a slog. This boat doesn't do well in the wind, but we'll see. So originally I was conflicted over whether or not I was going to camp on this island. There's a nice big island in the middle of this loch, and my plan was to go right down the other end where there's another woodland up into the mountains, smaller lochs, a string of smaller lochs that go up into the mountains. But being here, I see the island, and my original worry was that it was small and that the woodland on the island was, you know, just struggling to stay there, but it's not. So the reason I'm saying that is that I didn't want to take any deadwood off the island, because it plays quite an important role in keeping, you know, the ecosystem healthy. Deadwood is important. It's weird, but most people don't really think about that, myself included. I always thought if it's dead, it's fair game, but it's actually quite important. You know, it helps a lot of the microorganisms and beetles and worms and all the rest do their thing, which helps support the rest of the ecosystem. So, roundabout reason I'm talking so much is that I am going to camp on that island, because there's loads and loads of trees and it doesn't seem to be any danger. There's no deer that are going to get onto that island and damage it, whereas the woodland that is actually on shore probably gets more of a punishing, because the deer are going to be able to access that. So it's the lesser of two evils, I have figured, to camp on the island. So that's what we're going to do, and it's also not far. It's right here. That's the island we're heading towards. Man, I can't get over this place. It's so unbelievably beautiful. I am very happy. So I'm going to take a moment to enjoy this. Found home. Man, it is perfect. Check it out. So this is our little camp. Somebody's left behind her sleeping mat, which I guess I'll be using as a seat, because that's pretty useful. But it's pretty great. I'm wondering whether or not to pitch the tent here or further up into this bush. This is a pretty nice place to pitch as well. This actually looks like the winner. It's I see fungus. Good signs. Good signs. So let's get the tent set up. But I think that's the winner, just because it's the most flat, and it's also away from shore. There is an established fireplace already, so I don't have to worry about making any scars. Tent will be a way away from the fire, but that's okay. Man, let's get it done. I've set up camp down here instead of in that little end, mostly because it's very mushy up there, lots of water, whereas here it's a little more dry. So it's nice and flat, perfect, ideal spot. It's also a little closer to the fire, not that 10 meters matters, but anyway. So the next order of the day is going to find some firewood. And at the same time, I'm going to see if we can find some mushrooms, because I am getting hungry. And yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. I can see, you know, there are mushrooms around, so my hopes are high. But I am only looking for a specific 3, and those are penny buns, bolete, birch, or the regular bolete, and chanterelles, and hedgehogs, if we can find hedgehogs. Or actually there's a whole bunch. It's not 3, but only if we can 100% positively identify them. So let's get on that. And I have just spotted the first bolete, and it's precisely okay. It's not the best. They're a little slimy, but these are edible, and it is quite a pretty one. There's just slight slug tracks underneath there, but yeah, that's gonna be added to our dinner tonight. I've got a nice little bag here, courtesy of Lidl, to carry them around in. Isn't that just perfect? Yeah, I can already see another one and another one. Oh, okay. We've got food. That's good. That's good. So here's another one, and I can see there's a couple more around. So we're looking good for dinner tonight. Just twist him up, and that is 100% perfect. There's a tiny little offender in there. It's a little centipede or something, but very little damage. So he's going to be good eating. Quite excited for that. It's a very nice one. Now, the difficult bit is going to be if we can find chanterelles, because if we can find chanterelles, I'll be eating well for the rest of this trip. These guys are doable, but not the most amazing to eat. They're not terrible, they're just a little slimy. Nice. It's been fairly hard going on the shroom hunt. I have walked the length of this island now, and I haven't found any since the beginning. Here's a nice little bolete of the same sort, but see, it's got a touch of rot in the stem there. That's probably not going to pick up at all, but I'll just trim it back. It's still okay. Anyhow, I don't see much else besides these and a few that I don't know how to identify. I do have my mushroom book with me, but it's best to have more than one source to positively identify potential edibles. Anyway, we'll continue to search. I reckon we'll be able to find enough of these at least to make a meal, and they're not terrible. As I said, they're just a little slimy, and I've got butter, and I'll just cook them until they're nice and crispy, which is the trick with mushrooms. I find it's best to give them a long and hard cooking. Anyway, let's crack on, see what else we can come up with. Bit of a fairy tale, I must say. Loads of fungus, but this is the only one I know how to eat. I think this is the last one I'm going to take, just because, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. That is, except for the leaf, that is a picture perfect mushroom. Man. But yeah, this is the only type that I'm finding that I know, but I have enough now. I mean, I've got a bag that's fairly full. That'll do me for tonight's dinner. Hopefully I can add a fish to that. Otherwise, it's just going to be fried mushrooms. But yeah, hey, look at that. That almost looks like one of those wacky shrooms. one of those that sends you mad. Something I say. Actually, nobody says that. Anyway, one of those wacky shrooms. Let's crack on. Turned into a much more of a mushroom mission than it was a wood mission, so I'm going to have to go out again, grab some wood. That's okay. Very peaceful on this side of the island. It's a bit windy on the other side. But yeah, it's a good haul. We'll definitely be fed by that. Now it's just about the wood. That's a wood store sorted. Next thing to do is catch ourselves some protein. So I think it's time to get it back in the boat. There's a smaller island that I think I'm going to kayak over to, and we'll fish around that. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see as we go. We're away. Okay. First and foremost is our water bottle. Right. I think we're probably just going to drift this shoreline. Once we drift off the shoreline, we'll kick it across to that island I mentioned, and then we'll just take it from there. Take it as it comes. You know what I think we're going to do is go for a paddle and a walk up to a tiny little hillock, because I don't know why, that sounds appealing to me right now. So let's get that moving. I feel like a bit of exercise. Yeah, we haven't picked up any interest in trolling over here. But from here we'll walk up to the little hill lock, see if we can catch something in there. Well, tell you what, pity the pike that I pity the trout that I catch, because I am properly hungry. So I'm gonna keep the first fish I catch, obviously so long as it's big enough, but yeah, just making a little hike up to this hill loch, and I'm pretty sure we'll catch a fish up there. Oh, we stopped off at the wrong place entirely, so that was a merry little trundle, but we found the loch. It's very, very pretty. Check that out. Let's get down there. Alright, made it down. Let's see if there's anything interesting. I tossed a tiny little trout there, but let's see if we can pick something else up that's a little bigger. hope that you could see that at all. I mean, it's by no means a monster, but it's a good eating size trout. I can't tell you how glad I am to have some protein for tonight, because yeah, I'm hungry. That's gonna be grand. Yeah. As I said, not a monster, but good enough. Let's see if we can get another one. Anyway, like I was saying, see if we can get another one. I'd quite like to just because that one is pretty insubstantial by itself, although I do have the mushrooms to go with it. But I'd quite like a bigger fish, or at least two of those small ones. Oh, so I think I mentioned before, but I've been a bit ill this last week. I don't know what it is, but I've picked something up, and I can feel it right now. I'm struggling a little. Just don't have any energy, which is annoying because there's a lot to do. But everything is pretty difficult to get done. Anyway, I'm gonna just take a little break. I might even nap for a few minutes, and then we'll crack on. In fact, I think I definitely will nap for a little bit, because this is a comfy spot. But yeah, thereafter we'll see if we can pick up another fish. Alright, had a bit of a nap. I'm feeling a little bit more ready. Let's see if we can pick up another fish in the next 20 minutes. It's 3:30 now, and yeah, I would like to pick up another fish, but we do have mushrooms, we do have one fish, and I do have bread. So if I don't get one in the next 20 minutes, we're gonna head back, because the day is moving on, and I would like to cook in the light and then get to bed. And yeah, let's get moving. Oh, I missed it. Idiot. Idiot. Caught a fish though. Funny how sometimes really bad casts do. I mean, he's not coming home with us. It's a very small fish. Yeah, I'm just going to avoid touching him if I can. Yeah, very pretty little trout. There he goes. 2 casts after this one. Oh, fish. Small, but it's a fish. Just as I was saying that we're almost done. Again on the hedgehog. Interesting. Calm down, calm down. Yeah. Another very pretty little brown. Off he goes. Quickly got this guy, seeing as yeah, I'd rather do it here than back at camp. Alrighty, let's get back to camp. What we have here is just some pre-mixed flour that Tassie made up for me at home, and all I need to do is add some warm water and oil, but I'm using butter because I don't have oil, and mix this around and then leave it to proof for an hour. Looking tasty already, which is probably a sign of my hunger. It's nice and warm on my hands. So I'm changing my plan a little bit. I'm going to do the bread in here with the lid on top and put it in the coals, just because I think I added a little too much water. So it's probably not going to hold to a stick. So tomorrow's will be the stick bread. Today's will be just a regular bread, which I am equally excited for, let me just say. Than I would have liked, but I guarantee you that's still going to be really good. I'm a bit disappointed with this bread, but I'll tell you what, the middle is still going to be great. I had actually considered just cooking it straight on the coals, so oh, it smells glorious. I know it doesn't look particularly appetizing, but let's see what happens when we crack it open. Oh, let's try it by itself. Glorious bread. Man, why is bread so good? A little bite with some mushrooms. I'm just doing this so that I can eat it as quickly as I please. So good. Some mushrooms and some trout, like that. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm gonna hit the hay. I wouldn't mind a nice solid night's sleep. So I'm gonna do that. See you in the morning. Cheers. It's raining and I'm pretty comfy in bed, so I'm just gonna chill out for a while. I had like probably a solid 14 hours of sleep, but more would be good.